Hello, hello. So I have been talking about birth experience the past couple weeks and how important that is. So today I really wanted to talk to you about what happens if you don't have a positive birth experience and how are some ways or what are some ways to heal from that. So birth was never meant to be just a means to an end. It was never meant to be something where you just go through to have a baby on the other side. Birth in and of itself is transformative. So if birth is so life-changing and you don't get a positive experience, then what do you do with that? How do you heal? How do you let that go? So I've been there. Terrible birth experience, and if you've been following me for any amount of time, you will know my story. But I was hoping to have a positive birth experience. I thought I had it all planned out. I thought it was gonna go perfectly, and it didn't. I could have handled this in one of two ways. One, felt distraught, wallowed in my sorrow, just followed the direction that my current doctor, or my doctor at the time, gave to me. I could have done that, or I could have done two. Could have asked questions. I could have found second opinions. I could have found a community to help me walk me through this time. And I chose number two. And I am so glad I did. And you know what? Even though I didn't get that transformative birth experience like I was hoping for, I was still transformed because I empowered myself to make decisions that help me move forward in my healing. So you can use this for good. This is not hopeless. Now, I truly believe what the Bible says in Romans 8:28, for all things work together for good, for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purposes. So you can be through the greatest of disappointments, and you can come out on the other side more joyful and, more driven to follow your calling, follow your purpose. There is hope. If you believe in Jesus, there's hope when you feel like there is none. So if you've had a disappointing birth experience, then you've been through a really hard time and your expectations weren't met, and that's hard. But I promise you, there is joy on the other side. There is hope. You will be stronger for this experience, and maybe you'll even be able to help other women who have been there. So I just want to walk you through 8 ways that I use to help heal me from that traumatic birth experience. Number 1, grieve. Just cry. Like, it is so important to let go of that emotion. And there's just something special, there's something powerful in letting that go and having a good cry, am I right? If you skip this step, your emotions can be stored in your body and can cause a lot of problems with not just illness, but like problems in your future birth. So, just find a safe place to cry and let it go. I do want to tell you, finding a safe place to cry is so important. I know when I was going through this, people would say, well, at least you have a healthy baby. When I tried to open up and tell them about my traumatic experience, and you know what? That was not helpful. And you need to find safe people to grieve with and just let them listen. So there is a lady, Candace Perch, she's PhD, she did a lot of groundbreaking research on emotions and how the body stores this emotion. So I just want to read an excerpt from one of her articles. So, a feeling sparked in our mind or body will translate as a peptide being released somewhere. So in organs, tissues, skin, muscle, endocrine glands, they all have peptide receptors on them and can access and store emotional information. This means the emotional memory is stored in many places in the body, not just or even primarily in the brain. You can access emotional memory anywhere in the peptide receptor network in any number of ways. I think unexpressed emotions are literally lodged in the body. The real true emotions that need to be expressed are in the body, trying to move up and be expressed and thereby integrated, made whole, and healed. wow, you guys, your body is amazing and emotions matter, so please let it go. Cry. Have a good cry. Okay, number 2, I ask questions. And some of the questions I asked are, why didn't I think that, or what happened in the birth that made the outcome the way that it was? What could have been different? What is the one thing I was most upset about? Is what happened because of something wrong with my body or about something wrong with the system? What evidence do I have to support that hypothesis? And these are all things that I really thought through when asking myself, what happened? And once you know the answer to these, a lot of times you will get clarity for the future and how to heal. So number 3, get your records. And you can do this a couple ways. One, your doctor's office can release the records to you from your pregnancy. And then you can go ahead and call the hospital that you birthed at and ask for the records department. They will release it. Sometimes it costs some money, sometimes it doesn't. But if you've had a fairly traumatic delivery, this can be really hard for people to read. So if this is too hard for you, just skip down to the next step that I'm going to go over. But reading these can really give you an insight onto what happened, how it happened, the timeline, because when you're in labor, you just have a gel for a brain and you don't remember anything, or time-wise anyway. So get those. Those are really important to read over. Number 4, go to counseling. Unmet expectations hurt, and they can be very traumatic. So women who have been through a traumatic birth, they can experience PTSD from things that have happened in the delivery room. And some signs are intrusive thoughts, reliving what happened, flashbacks or nightmares. A lot of times smells trigger this for women or certain people. So avoidance of certain places and people, because it just reminds you of what happened. Exaggerated startle response, you're easily agitated, anxiety, panic attacks. These are all signs that you need help, but do not let this go. This is so miserable to live through, so please go find a good counselor who's trained in birth trauma. Another thing I've heard along the lines of counseling is that can be helpful is EDMR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So there's hope. You can heal, but you have to work at it and you have to search for it. Number 5, find your tribe. The worst thing you can do when you've experienced disappointment and trauma is isolate yourself. Your head can fill up with all of these lies that you're not good enough, that your body has failed you, that there is nowhere to go from here, it's hopeless, and these just are not true. So please surround yourself with women who have been in a similar situation, who know kind of what you're going through, and so many women are not going to know. They may have had the same exact delivery as you, but not feel the same way. So find someone who has experienced the emotions you're experiencing, and even better, has come out on the other side so much better for it, because you will feel so supported just having someone listen. Number 6, make a plan. And everyone's journey to healing is different. Yours is going to be totally different than mine. Only you know the way out, the ways to healing. So this might take some meditation, some journaling, some counseling to make this plan and make these steps to move forward. For me, it was planning my next birth. I spent 27 months. Literally, I started about 2 weeks after my first was born, planning what my next birth would be like. I searched so deep within inside of myself, finding peace with what happened, and just coming up with ways to move forward. So this was a plan that I made, and it really, really helped me. Number 7, help someone. Even on your darkest day, there is something so special and so powerful when you help someone. Even if that's like going through the drive-thru and paying for someone's Starbucks, or sending a letter in the mail, or leaving $5 at a grocery store, paying for someone's groceries. There's so many things that you can do. Make your neighbor cookies. You guys, anytime you do something little like that, it is going to make you feel so much lighter and make you feel like what you went through is not that big of a deal. It's just going to give you a little bit of relief from those emotions that you may be feeling inside. And the last one, number 8, write a letter. So this letter can be to yourself, to your doctor, the hospital. Is there something wrong that happened at your birth, or you feel dissatisfied, or you have this trauma and this anxiety inside of you? Write a letter. Just write out your thoughts. In fact, if you never even send it, it's still going to be beneficial for you, because you've gotten that those thoughts and those emotions out of your head and onto a piece of paper. So powerful. Now, this is by no means a comprehensive list of everything you can do to heal from a traumatic birth, but it is a place to start. Again, your journey is different than mine. I wish I could walk with you on your way. I wish I could tell you that you're amazing and that everything will be all right. You're an amazing mom, and birth does not define you as a woman, but it does matter. So fight for releasing the trauma that you feel, and fight to change the future for other women so they don't have to go through what you went through. Now, if you would like to talk, I'm here. I would love to listen. You can go ahead and just message me. We'll schedule a 30-minute consult. I'll just listen to your birth story. I'll listen to your trauma. And I'm not a trained counselor, but I'll be here as a listening ear for you. Now, if you're pregnant after a traumatic birth and you want to prevent having another traumatic birth, check out my free course, The Top 5 Things Every Pregnant Mom Needs to Know. I'm going to put the link in the comments below. You can go check that out. Seriously, you guys, it takes about 30 minutes to get through. If that. It's so fast. But these 5 things are going to transform your next birth. So please take advantage of that. It's there for your taking. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I would love to help you out with that. So I will put those links in, and if you need anything, go ahead and shoot me a message. Have a good day.